Welcome back, folks. Today we had an entirely different video planned. However, Alex is indeed sick, so we're gonna go ahead and be doing a different video. It's gonna be a part 2 of the assumed stuff about me. However, it's gonna be with me, your boy, Patty P. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first assumption is that you didn't want to be a young parent. Now, I definitely did not want to be a young parent. I mean, not as young as I was, maybe in my 20s, but definitely not a teenager. However, stuff happened, and guess what? I'm a young parent now.
Hell yeah!
It's alright, it's pretty awesome, honestly. So the next assumption is gonna be you were scared about having Grayson. I think most people would be scared in my situation. I was confident enough to know that I'm gonna be able to prevail in that situation. So this next assumption is he smoked weed. Now, I definitely have tried weed. I haven't tried any other drugs or anything like that. It's not really for me. I played a lot of sports, so you know, in those sports I also got a lot of tests done, so I literally was incapable of doing any type of drugs unless of course I cheated those tests, but I didn't, and definitely not into that kind of stuff now. However, I don't really shame people for doing stuff like that, especially that's, you know, becoming a lot more legal in a lot of states now, especially as well as our state in Nevada. Okay, so this next assumption is Patrick is more strict than Alex as a parent. I think Alex is more strict than me. I think Alex is definitely more strict than me overall. I definitely let Grayson get away with a lot of stuff. Okay, so this next assumption is I assume Patrick is a huge Call of Duty player. That's definitely not the case. That's a disgusting game. I would never play that game, so you're wrong, okay? Next assumption, we actually got this one a lot. He's very shy. Another one that kind of went with it was he's very shy / awkward. I wouldn't say that I'm shy. Definitely a lot different off camera. I'd just rather stay quiet. It's not necessarily that I'm scared to talk. I just don't really want to talk. I feel like a great quote from Dalai Lama: when you speak, you're only repeating what you already know, and when you listen, you may learn something new. I just like to listen to a lot of people rather than speak myself. So this next assumption, I assume that when you found out about the first pregnancy, you thought about abortion. Definitely did not. Yeah, I didn't think about abortion. I don't know, I've always wanted kids. It's not necessarily something that was planned or optimal at the moment. However, I definitely did not want to get rid of my child, so didn't think about it. Okay, so this next assumption is Patrick never wants a baby girl. And they said, I don't really think that, but it's just an assumption. Okay, with this assumption, of course, I do want a girl at some point. However, I believe the fact that we're having 2 boys right now, in my opinion, is the best outcome, and I really like that. But yeah, I do definitely want a girl at some point, probably after this next boy. Okay, so this next assumption is he listens to heavy metal. I definitely don't listen to heavy metal. However, I believe like my favorite genre would probably be rap. Probably my favorite artist of all time is probably J. Cole. This next assumption, I assume that his personality is the same on and off camera. That is definitely incorrect. A side of me that I can't really show on YouTube, to be completely honest. I definitely 100% tone myself down. So this next assumption, they stated that I assumed that you were a young, reckless teen. In certain aspects, definitely, I was young and reckless. However, I feel as if, I don't know, I've always been somewhat mature. Okay, so this next assumption is my family does not like me being a teen dad. That's definitely the case. They did not like the idea that I was a teen dad. However, they kind of got over it and just gave me the support at the end. So this next assumption, Patrick secretly likes to party hard. No, no, I absolutely despise parties. I would definitely say I'm somewhat introverted. Being in an area with a large amount of people somewhat drains me. So I just really hate parties. I absolutely hate them. Unless it's just, you know, with a good amount of my friends, but I hate parties. Low-key softie. I definitely would say I'm a softie. I feel like I let Grayson get away with a lot of stuff. So this next assumption, Patrick's gone a good 10 days without a shower. That is very far from correct, actually. I actually usually take about 2 or 3 showers a day. Again, played a lot of sports. I used to sweat a lot, still do sweat a lot. I don't know, I'm just a sweaty person, I guess. So I take a lot of showers every single day. I realize that it's not necessarily the best thing to do, but I just have a somewhat weird thing where I just really hate the feeling of grime, sweat, any of that stuff. I hate it. I take a lot of showers. Okay, so next assumption. Patrick is better at sticking to budgets. Definitely, 100% a lot better than Alex at sticking to budgets. If I wasn't around, Alex would have a lot of really nice things, just no money for food or anything else really. So the next assumption, I actually got this one a lot. I assumed that you had good grades in school. I actually had very bad grades. I had all Fs. There was a year where I had a 4.0. Stuck in a lot of really dumb classes my sophomore year, and I just really hated it. And then eventually I got a really good counselor and really good teachers. They kind of came up to me and said, hey, like, you're doing really good on tests, however you're not doing any of the work, and we just want to like see you succeed, so let's find a path for you. And then with that, I actually told them that I, really thought this stuff was like stupid. I was in really dumb classes and I hated it. So what they said was, we're not supposed to do this, however, we're gonna go ahead and put you in advanced classes your junior year, see how you do. And then my junior year, I believe I was in about 4 out of 6 AP classes, and I had a 4.0. And from there, I actually ended up liking school, and then I just kind of finished it up early because we ended up having a Grayson. Next assumption, he can make any situation into a joke. I definitely try to laugh as much as I can. Like, in a great example, I've been to the hospital a few times, and every time I'm in the hospital, I always like try to make a joke out of it. So the next assumption is he will end up walking out on Alex at some point. Definitely not. I have no intentions on walking out on Alex, and even if we were to split up, I would never just completely leave her. Find a way to co-parent in some way. And yeah. Next assumption is I have cheated on Alex. No. I have never cheated on Alex. Alex has never cheated on me, or that I know of. I'm just kidding. But Alex never cheated on me. I've never cheated on her. And yeah, we have a pretty good relationship, I feel. This next assumption is he had never planned on having children. He was happy when he did, though. I did plan on having children, just not at the age I had. No, yeah, I've always wanted to be a father. Okay, so this next assumption, I think this was actually the most assumed thing about me. Surprisingly, I didn't think so, but okay. But basically, this assumption is I assume he had or has a strong emo phase with dark music and stuff. I don't know why this was the most assumed thing. I definitely never really had an emo phase. I would say that my hair was long, and I guess some people would say that I looked emo. I never dressed emo. I guess I had like darker clothing, but I would never categorize myself as emo. Next assumption, you were brought up in a really strict family. Yes, I was actually. I was raised by a very strict Filipino mother and an old-fashioned 76-year-old father today. At the current moment, but he wasn't obviously 76 back then. But yeah, I was raised in a very strict Filipino household. Next assumption, you want a different number of kids than Alex. Yes, I do want a different number of kids than Alex. Alex has stated that she wants around like 7 kids. That's not gonna happen. I'm telling you right now, guys, she's not gonna get 7 kids. For me, I would say I just want more than 1 kid. That's all. I just want more than 1 kid, not around 7 kids. Realistically, maybe 3, 4. I think that's my
5.
Alex, you need to calm down. 6. We're not having that many, no.
7.
Next one.
8.
Stop. So the next assumption, I assume he can speak Filipino. With the Philippines, there's actually multiple like dialects, no, singular language that's called Filipino. I used to be able to speak it. Actually, fun fact, English is not my first language. My first language is actually Tagalog, and I actually still to this day have a slight accent when I say certain words, and I still have a hard time saying certain words. I have very little recollection of Tagalog itself. I can understand, but I can't really speak it unless I really had to speak it. Next assumption is he only came back for the baby. No, I didn't come back for the baby. I love Alex, I love Grayson, I love my family. I did not come back just for Grayson alone. And to explain this, for a brief amount of time, after Grayson was born, me and Alex had separated, and then we got back together. Okay guys, that was the assumed stuff about me. I'm sorry that my eyes are constantly blinking. I wear glasses and it's very bright in here, so yeah, bye.